This is David Rodecker. I'm going to be talking about SQL data table logging. And logging, in this sense, there are two different types. There's archive logging and historical logging. We're going to be talking about performing logging to a single data table, which is in our construct, a TBL, MAP, queue, or even a view. And the logging will be done to a single record in that table and put to a historical log, or what we might consider an archive log for the that one particular table. So the prerequisite is we need to know a source table, and in this case we're selecting, as an example, mem table security questions. And I'm going to go ahead and just I've scripted that table here because I need to create a log table, and in doing so I'm just going to simply rename and create a new table called mem log security questions. I'm going to get rid of my requirements here that I have a primary key. I may index on the key, but I do not going to require that. I'm going to get rid of my foreign key references. But going back to here, I realize that I can do some other things. I need to have all the same table column names. Rename the log. But I also can specify a logged by, who's the member that who performed the logging activity. I don't need that in this case, simply because changed by is already a field that will be stored. But there is a recommended field that I will use called DT logged, which is going to be the date time, a default value of when the record was logged. So I'm going to go ahead and add that record in, and then run from it from there. So here's my basic construct. Looks like I've got some code up here. Let me get rid of. And let me get rid of my extra queue. Alright, so now I've got my table defined. I will go on to the next step, which is how to execute the logging. So first I'm going to need to find the store procedure where I want to perform the logging, and in this case it is a store procedure called mem USP security questions set. So this has a bunch of things where it already has activity occurring. Now I have a choice where I can log only if I'm going to go ahead and log as a historical log, which essentially means I'm going to keep everything, including the active record. So my query that I want to call is glb ops log record, and what this does is essentially ships the record from a source table into the log table based upon a particular filter or the where clause. I'm going to take my sample code here and put it in over in this area. Now notice I'm going to do it only if there's been a row affected. It's a nice thing to do so I'm not accidentally logging where I don't need to. So whether it be through an update or an insert, there hopefully is a row affected. Now notice I'm going to have to go to log record or something of the sort. And here I'll go ahead and say this is called log record. Go to log record, even though I don't need to. It's good to be consistent. So in my statement here, though, if rows affected, rows affected can be a variable that I'll need to set. For the time being, I'm just not even going to put that in. I'm going to go ahead and specify the table name, which is this table. Now notice it's not the log table name, it's actually the TBL. And the where clause is going to need to be my member ID. I've already got that pre-populated for my where clause statement. And then logged by, I don't need that one, it's an optional parameter. But then lastly, delete. I think the default value is going to be 0, but I like to put 0 just so I'm clear that I'm not deleting the record that I'm populating to from the source table. So that's it. I'm calling glbc ops log record ret, and this will then continue to ship records into the log table as they occur. So go ahead and run that. It has successfully put this into the store procedure, and I'm going to enjoy log records.